Hi. Have you seen some salespeople consistently perform month after month, year after year, and keep earning a lot of money and respect from the sales community? In this video, I'm going to talk about what are the 5 factors which will help any salesperson to become successful and perform month after month and year after year and make lots of money on this. This is Krishna here. I'm a sales trainer, partner, and coach at Growth Aspire. Let's start with these 5 factors. The 5 factors are: one is about the knowledge, second is about the skills, third is about the process, fourth is about the effort, and the fifth is about the attitude in which you work. Now let me give you some brief about all of these 5 and tell you how this is going to impact and make you successful as well. The first one is about the knowledge. When I say about the knowledge, you must improve about your product knowledge, industry knowledge, market knowledge, competition knowledge, and of course, your own company policy knowledge. The best part of the knowledge is that whatever we acquire, we tend to forget this. In fact, God's greatest gift to human mankind is the ability to forget. Now, imagine all that what you learned over a period of time. If you are able to remember everything, then possibly your mind will get crashed. What is important is what is not required, you must forget it, and what is required, you must keep on acquiring. How do you acquire this knowledge? Possibly by reading a book, or by interacting with people, or even by Google or reading article, you get the knowledge of this. If that is the case, I ask a lot of salespeople, including you, that when was the last time that you read one good book for your own development as well? Maybe in 3 months? No. 6 months? No. 1 year? No. Then possibly, I think it's good to invest at least one book once in 3 months. Imagine a doctor has got some 50 books, an engineer would have some another 50 books, or a lawyer would have 100 books or something. But why not, as a sales professional, you should have at least 10 books of your own. And these books will definitely inspire you with new thoughts, and you will be able to improve on this. In fact, I would say 90% of the money that what we earn, we always spend below the neck. That's for shirt, clothes, or pants, shoes, even the chain, whatever it is there. But maybe food, maybe 1% of the earnings that what we do, we must spend above the neck. That's basically for your inside knowledge on that. I think it's good to do that. I would suggest you to make a commitment that every month or once 3 months at least, you will invest one book. There are plenty of books in the market which will actually help you to become even better professional on that. The second one is about the skill. Skill is about what I say is about once you learn the skill, it's very difficult to forget. Imagine, for example, you learned the cycling when you were childhood. I think you tried many times and then you came to one stage, and that's why even after 10 years somebody gives you a cycle, you'll be able to drive that, correct? So what is required is that nobody is perfect in sales. Like if I ask you in cricket who has scored the maximum runs, you might say that Sachin Tendulkar scored about more than 60,000 runs in all formats of the cricket. But was he perfect? No. Even he used to get out at 90 or 0 or something. But what is that consistently, meticulously, religiously he did every day without fail to play at that level? I think practice. In the same way, sales is a wonderful profession. What is required is to understand what are the core skills which is required for you to improve on that, and then keep on practicing. What I mean by practicing is not what you do in the sales call, but before going for the sales call, how much of practice that you do. For example, there are plenty of skills. That's one is about the rapport building, planning, questioning, listening, presentation, objection handling, negotiation, closing, and follow-up or something. I think if you can practice, put some time to practice your skill, then you would become a very good successful, is what I would say on this. And the third one is about the process. When I say process, it is what are the step-by-step process that you take to reach to the final destination. The process could involve in anything. It could be a yearly planning, it could be a monthly planning, it could be that what are the steps that you do in a per day to ensure that you get the repeated success. Wherever you see the process is well established, they would multiply the success. You go to your manufacturing plant, how they are able to manufacture so many units. Basically, over a period of time, they would have come out with a process on that. And the fourth one is about the efforts. I say efforts is very, very important basically because you might have a great knowledge, you might have a great process, you might have a great skill, but if you don't put that efforts into the actions, it's going to be very difficult on that. When I say about the effort, salespeople are basically hopeful guys. I give this example on the first day of the month. If somebody asks you, how confident are you of achieving your target, you will say, very confident. On the 15th of the month, same boss calls up to you and say, how confident are you of achieving? You'll still say, very, very confident. On the 25th of the month, if somebody calls up to you and say, how confident are you of achieving your target? You'll still say, I'm very, very confident. And you'll also say, still 5 days there, I will somehow manage on that. But however, on the 30th, you see that you give some reasons for not achieving. I think life is good if you're hopeful on that, but what is important is basically is to put the planned efforts in the right quantity, in the right quality, in the right direction. That will help you to achieve. In simple sense, you must make a list of prospects that whom you're going to call, who are the existing customer, who are the new customer, what kind of products that you do, how do I improve my efficiency. Everything is about the efforts. Am I putting the right product to the right customer? All these is efforts is what I say. If you put the effort, definitely you will get the result. You will see that those people who put more effort, they are able to get. You might say at some point of time, why some people put a less effort and still they get it? Possibly I would definitely say it's maybe because they would have put previously effort to master their efficiency of working, and that's how they would be able to get that result. But today you put effort, I'm sure tomorrow you will get the result. If you want to get the tomorrow's result, I think it's important to start from putting effort from today. That's about the fourth factor. Now, I might say that you might have a great knowledge, you might have a great skill, you might have a great process, you might be willing to put effort also, but what is important is to work in the right attitude. There are a lot of things about which is talked about the attitude and behavior. Behavior is what you demonstrate outside, and attitude is what you're within there. Now, what is the kind of attitude? One attitude which is required for any salesperson to do is to definitely ability to bounce back or ability to accept any kind of rejection. Look at sales, it's most of the times it's about the no is what we hear. But how do you overcome this? How you are able to take this and what is the right attitude that you go? One suggestion that I would definitely say is that next time when you do a sales call, you go with the attitude of meeting that sales call basically because of one attitude. That is, I want to help the person whom I'm meeting either by reducing the pains that he has got or to help him to achieve the goals and aspiration with my product and solution. If you go with that attitude, everything will be fine. But however, on the other side, you get a lot of rejection from the customer. Well, I want you to remember one thing. I'm sure when you were a child or you see any child walking for the first time, how many times the child would fall? I think the child, if you look at it right from turning and crawling and then standing on one step and one leg and then putting one step, it would definitely take about possibly about 3,000, 4,000 times it would fall. But next time when the child is falling, I want you to look at it. The first thing is that when the child falls, it gets up like a boxer in a ring. Okay? It really gets up like a boxer in the ring who wants to get back on this. Second thing is that when the child falls, you try to hold the child will say, don't do that, I want to do on my own. And the third thing is that when the child falls, it cries. But why does it cry? Does it pain? Child doesn't know what is about pain. Child is crying basically because it is not able to do what it wants to do on that. And the fourth thing is that when the child puts a first step, there is a wonderful celebration in the home there. So that's why I always say, you were also a child at one point of time. You also bounce back about 3,000 times or 4,000 times to put that first step. So if you're getting failures, I think remember that the God has given the wonderful ability to bounce back, and don't kill that wonderful spirit of bouncing back. And that's the attitude in which you do. And this is what most of the salespeople have got success on this. So 5 factors. One is about knowledge, is about reading books. Make a commitment to read one book. Skill, any skill that you take in sales, I think it requires a practice. It requires a polishing. So keep practicing your skills. And the third thing is about find out a process or evolve a process which will actually help you to multiply the success day. And the fourth thing is about you must be willing to put efforts in the right quantity, right quality, and the right direction there. And the last one is the attitude in which you meet the customer. Your only attitude of meeting the customer is to help him reduce the pain or help him to achieve his goals and aspirations with your product and solution. Go with these 5 factors. I'm sure you're going to get the success of this. If you like this video, I want you to subscribe for more and more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.